And welcome back to GP News, your morning F1 news, and happy Halloween, everyone. The 31st of October. Let's get into the news. And, well, Mercedes have come out and said they need to clean up, as in they need their clean laps to be able to assess their upgrades. Yeah, they didn't get too many clean laps with George Russell's bad front wing. Comparing the Silverstone and the Mexican upgrades, essentially, it was going to be a bit difficult. And we've only got one session in Brazil. So Johnny Herbert has come out and explained the Mexico penalties won't stop Verstappen's aggression towards Norris. Yep, Herbert said those penalties in Mexico won't stop Max Verstappen from pushing Lando Norris off the track in future. He said the whole intention of Verstappen was to try and let Ferrari get the 1-2 finish. Whoa. And he said, I think that's definitely what Verstappen intended and tried to achieve. I understand why he did it, but I don't agree with it. I don't think that many people do. I don't see Verstappen's driving changing because the number one goal is to stop Norris from closing the gap to the Drivers' Championship. We potentially still have a lot of interesting racing coming our way. Don't know. I hope that's not true. But if it is, oh my gosh. Now, Max Verstappen, though, has come out and he makes a race to forget admission about Mexico. He said Mexico was a race to forget, but we know we can do better. And we're working hard, he said, to figure out what went wrong. Well, I think we all know what went wrong, Max. And we can improve our form for the final few races. We need to do everything we can to be more competitive, he said, and come back stronger to a place and to where we know we can be. And he said Inter Lagos is a cool track to drive with a lot of history, and it's also quite technical. With all the elevation changes, I'm looking forward to going back to Brazil and racing in front of the passionate fans. I think we all are. I don't know too many people that don't like Brazil. So Valtteri Bottas, he said at least we could fight, taking positives from what he thought was a step forward for the Stake F1 team in Mexico. He said, I think we maximised today. I think I wouldn't really do anything different. He said we tried to extend the first stint for something in Mexico, but with no luck, and at least we could fight a little bit today. He said, which really hasn't been the case in the previous event. So that's a big positive. So yeah, he's happy. Are we happy? Yeah, I'm happy. Now Mercedes, in relation to their updates, Mercedes have said the W16 experiments coming as upgrade plan for the rest of 2024 confirmed. I initially thought they'd run out of money thanks to George Russell's crash, but Mercedes trackside engineering director Mr. Shovelin said it is certainly a good opportunity for us to do a bit more experimentation. Okay, not upgrade, experimentation. My mistake in the race weekends. But the key thing for us is making sure we have done the important bits of learning before the 2025 season. He said we are not bringing any more major upgrades to the car. It might be that we have some test items, some small bits that we are looking at. But again, this would be very much in the context of learning for the future. And Horner outlines Red Bull's biggest challenge in Brazil after the Mexico. Well, let's be fair, but all Red Bull teams had a very painful Mexico, and Horner said, I think this is the biggest thing that we need to take away from here, more so on the hard tyre. We just didn't have the same pace. He said Max had no grip. We didn't feel we could switch the tyres on. So that's the biggest change in the next 4 days, to understand what caused that. Obviously, he said, Brazil is a very different challenge. Yep, it is. He said, but it's a pattern that particularly at the end of stints, you see McLaren is very strong, particularly at the end of a Grand Prix. I mean, look at the way Norris got, obviously, Leclerc and was gunning towards Carlos Sainz. So, last but not least, Marco brands Perez as incomprehensible after Mexico blunder. Yes, Red Bull team boss Horner said Sergio Perez had a bad weekend in Mexico. We know that qualifying is not his strong point, but being eliminated in the first qualifying segment is very disappointing. The fact that a man with his experience would then position the car incorrectly at the starting box is incomprehensible and a real shame. He said because his start was sensational, but Checo received a 5-place grid penalty. They're saying Marco Brown's it, but I think that's Horner went up in the headline. Anyway, enough of that confusion. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button if you do not want to miss a video. Happy Halloween, and we'll speak to you soon.